All right, and it looks like we are getting underway now.
Nice bit of money to start off there in Link's house.
Yeah, a quick $100 is always useful, especially when you want to have to check the bottle vendor.
Got a quick map check. It looked like crystals at Hera and Eastern and a pendant in Desert.
Well, just from that, we know that we have to have that bow before we go into GT, so no worries of finding a very, very late bow in this seed.
Mikan throwing about every bush in the courtyard just to find out that the Tier 1 tree full is a green rupee.
And Blue Mail on Uncle today, that makes it a little easier early on.
Oh, that's a hook shot.
Yo, early hook, that's fantastic too. That without the boots, it does make things a little easier to route. And there's King of Samaria in the back of the tavern.
Yeah, it's a couple of items that you don't want to be hunting for later, and it's gonna give us a lot of early access, especially that hook shot. Now we just need a way to Death Fountain.
And Acmlm tried to get that chicken clip there to make him go through the door. Did not time that quite right, so unfortunate.
He double thought that that $50 and then figured, I can at least get some bombs with it.
Yeah, it's like the perfect rupee setup. You know, you get the 100, and then there's a 50 stack right there. That gives you the exact amount you need for that bottle vendor. As we see that bottle vendor passing off the magic cape to Acmlm.
Yeah, a lot of good finds early. It's nice to find both cape and your one mail upgrade for hard mode this early, and there's one of the few that's a lot of safety for a hard mode.
I know it's still early, but maybe the rando gods are blessing him. Here's the hammer in the Kakariko well. So a lot of early on nice finds as far as weapons. We've got, tempered sword damage we can do with that hammer. And like you said, that blue mail, the only mail we're going to get for this seed.
Yeah, this Kakariko and just these early, checks have just been completely loaded.
And the chest in the back of Blind's hut there, no more valuable than the pots. Just 5 rupees. We did get a mushroom, a bottle, a big 20, and there's the moon pearl. So we've got 2/3 of our access to get into Dark World. We just need some form of a glove at this point.
Yeah, it's really strange having this much access this early, just being a glove away from Dark World access at this point. And I mean, at this point, do you find the glove first, or I guess you could maybe find the lamp, but you still don't have a sword yet?
Yeah, there's quite a bit opened up. I mean, we still have all of the Sphere 1 checks, and we're opening up into Sphere 2 at this point.
Yeah, we've got a couple checks left in Hyrule Castle. We still got all of South Shore. We've got Agnes Cave. There's still a lot on the table, all with everything else. I think unfortunately we're gonna hit a little bit of a lull here, having gotten this much hype this early and all these items.
Yeah, especially with hard mode, with a lot of the heart pieces and heart containers taken out and turned into those 5 rupees, we're definitely gonna see a lot more of junk, as we call it, show up.
Now, Mikan, having gone to check Uncle first, has a little bit of magic here, as Chad had pointed out. Maybe we're going to see a fake powder.
Yeah, we've already got everything we need to do that. That's very astute of chat to notice that. This could be, it could be something that makes or breaks the seed one way or another. It's a very good gamble.
So Mikan's just going to find a little bit of disappointment with 10 arrows here on the race game. ACMs looks to be going around. Going to get Ice Rod Cave out of the way as well. With this amount of rupees, I can't help but think there might be a little bit of a minor sequence break here. Try to get out and into Zora, maybe? Alright, now we're going to get our first check. I think our first check of the dam here. I'm not sure ACLM checked this out, but we're also going to get Ice Rod Cave as we go through. Alright, so we get a save and quit from ACM. We're going to see where he goes from here. Mikan just finding this drowned piece of heart there. Looks like ACM's going to head up. He's going to get his blue mail here. He's going to be happy with that. Oh, and the bush crab's got a full magic. That's nice. With having the cape this early and all the magic, extra magic usage on it, being able to get those pretty much at will from those. Alright, so the way ACLM's making here, it looks like he's going to go ahead, go on and head in. Probably head down to Zelda's cell, see what we find down there. Mikan's just going to go grab, I believe it was a heart piece or a 20 back here from Ice Rod Cave. Mikan having to have a little bit of fancy feet to get past the crabs there. Alright, Mikan's going to go ahead and come on over here to the eastern area, probably check out what's on the island. I believe those were boots. Gonna have to double check here on the stream. Yeah, those are definitely boots. So you need one pair of footwear to get the second pair. And just 5 rupees and a strikeout in Zelda cell. Let's see what's in Shaz's coat closet. Some arrows, the thing that fire said arrows, and $5. So your Eastern Palace starter kit. Thankfully, ACM's not going to be far behind here, picking up that bow, probably making the same exact play in here. Wipe out all of Eastern, Dark Rooms, be hecked in one go. Alright, so sure enough, ACM coming right in behind Mikan here. Mikan coming over to check the second chest. Also gonna get our first hint in here too. Of course, at this point, what's there gonna be a hint for? We have pretty much half the items we need.
Most likely we're going to get some kind of hint about some cache or, you know, a map and compass potentially on the left side of swamp.
Hey, that'd be great. I always love the hints on left side swamp, Firelock, and Mire. Those are the
definitely.
best hints.
Yeah, those, I don't care what is there. If I know progression's there, it's going to make me go there super fast. And if I know it's trash, then it just puts my mind at ease on whether or not I need to gamble it.
Well, we found out the Hera Big Key is firelocked.
I think we'd have found that out pretty quickly once we got in there, too.
Very true, but it is nice to have that little bit of knowledge beforehand. Maybe you can do an extra check or two down here, maybe Agana, to see if you can find that lamp.
Oh yeah, we don't have a fire source, so yeah, that's definitely a valuable hint there.
Alright, so we're a little bit out of logic here with no lamp, but again, at this point of the tournament, lamp is just an afterthought.
Yeah, the only time you're gonna hard require the lamp with runners of this caliber is if the lamp is needed, like a fire source, to get the fire rod.
Or Randomizer.
Yeah, that's true.
And there are the water toes to get the boots.
That's one of the few times I've seen that that sequence break actually pay off. That's fantastic.
Yeah, so we've got one of the two pieces we need there. Now we just need a mirror.
Mikan taking some damage in this dark room.
He's going to bail for a fairy first and then come back in. That's a great play.
Did manage to take out the Igor and get the key, so at this point, should be good to go just to get up to the top left. Hearing that door unlock when you're in that dark room is always a soothing feeling.
Yeah, any of the dark rooms where you have to play around to get the door open, in that room, Mire, it's always nice to hear those doors, open and stay.
Mikan making very nice use of that hook shot to get rid of those small enemies, and now we're going to get back to what we're used to seeing as far as taking out the Igors right before the Armos Knight fight.
ACM came into the dungeon later, but definitely made up the actual time with NA here. Just a compass, but more importantly, a crystal, and one of the 10 dungeons plus 2 that we need to get out.
And you mentioned ACMLM making up some time with Mikan missing. With Mikan missing that quick kill there, ACMLM got it. Saved a few seconds that way.
Yeah. So Mikan save and quit back at his house. This is definitely going to be the Lake Hylia play. Check Hobo, check Waterfall, and with the money now in hand for Zora. Yeah, and chat pointing out, you got to remember, ACM has not been to Sank yet. He still doesn't have the hook shot.
It's kind of weird seeing a runner not, go over 16 minutes and not even touch Sanctuary. I mean, I understand why you wouldn't. The routing's been great. It's just kind of like, hey, there's even more amazing things for you if you go there too. You just kind of think there's not going to be anything of value there at this point, but he'll get around to checking it eventually, I'm sure, as we see Mikan actually getting the first sword on the Hobo.
Oh, that's almost troubling in my eyes. I mean, you don't have a lift upgrade, you've got a cape, now you've got a sword, and you just sequence broke something that requires the lamp.
So if we get a lamp, I think we know what that means. Now, here's the deal. We got to do it anyway, since this is all dungeons. But you kind of want to be able to route it in right at the end where it's super convenient, right?
Yeah, not only that, the lamp can't be here. It can't be in any of these checks.
That's true. That's absolutely true.
ACM heading it over to Agna, I feel like this is the right play.
Yeah, this very well could be our lamp, so I'm kind of sitting on pins and needles here, waiting to see what this is going to be, as Mikan is heading up, going to get our first peek at the Zora ledge and what Zora has for us. Silver's on the Zora ledge, just 10 arrows in Agina's cave.
There's not much left here that's in logic. I think it's Witch, and that's about it.
Yeah, with Mushroom this early, and there's another sword upgrade from Zora. So we're already sitting at Master Sword on Mikan's side.
ACM with a quick save quit to Sanctuary, followed by another quick save quit after he gets his hook shot. Mikan picking up the silvers.
This is kind of what I was expecting out of Mikan here, and I'm sure ACMLM will follow suit pretty quick, but we're going to go ahead and get that Hyrule Castle escape sequence.
ACM's actually already checked it. There's nothing of value down here.
Gotcha.
But it will allow him to catch up a little bit on these extra checks, get them out of the way. So at this point, there's very little that our runners haven't checked that they actually have access to right now.
Yeah, no doubt. There's very little to actually, to actually check within the logic.
Yeah, it's really down to about which that I can think of offhand. ACM getting his level 1 sword here. He has skipped Hobo. I don't know if he'll go back.
And this sword difference right now, not a huge advantage on Mikan's side, but enemies are definitely going to die quicker to the Master Sword versus that Fighter's Sword. You know, in Race 1, if you were watching that earlier, kind of came down to, at one point, they were worried, you know, hey, are we going to get a level 2 sword, and if so, when?
So Mikan Death Warps here. He's going to do dark back half of Escape, it looks like. Acmlm is going to go ahead and do this sequence break on Magic Bat before he turns that mushroom into the witch.
I really do like this play. You don't have to, you know, if something great's here, you don't have to worry about, hey, am I going to need to find the powder later? It's just something you can knock out, even if it's just like a big 20 or 5 rupees or even the single arrow. It's just nice to have it off your mind.
And if it is something big, then that's awesome. But it's just a little bit of love. But in hard mode, you take everything you can get.
You take every little bit of love you can get in hard mode.
So sure enough, Acmlm save quit to Sanctuary. Just gonna go ahead and turn that mushroom in now.
All right, so Mikan in the dark part of Escape there, Dark Cross, just 3 bombs. So now we're going to head through the sewers portion and head on over to see what is in the back of Escape. Meanwhile, Acmlm is headed over to that witch, so we are going to get a check on the mushroom now.
So the question is, which of these two are going to be the value? Because either this would have to be a lamp or a progression almost, like maybe one of the gloves.
Yeah, I was going to say that either this is a glove to lead to the back of Escape to maybe get that lamp we were talking about, or this is the lamp. So, moment of truth right here.
Or it's a flute.
The flute. Now, that's interesting. Just a bottle, and I believe that was a heart container inside back of Escape. So the flute gives us Death Mountain access logically. That's going to put Spectacle Rock in play, at least the inside. So maybe we get, maybe we get that lamp in there.
I mean, we've got all of East Death Mountain open too, and Tower of Hera, we can get 1 chest that we know of, or 2 locations that we know of. One of them's going to be a small key.
Oh yeah, that does open up quite a bit.
Big key's fire locked.
Yeah, with Firelock Tower of Hera, you want to try and avoid it if possible until you find something. Acmlm headed directly over to Kakariko to activate that flute. Meanwhile, Mikan heading up to Agina. Not going to be getting any progression here, just that 10 arrows we saw earlier.
Yeah, unfortunately, it's one of those things. He's got 2 checks in logic, 1 check out of logic with Bat, and they're just so separated that you got to take the time and just go to all. So ACM not going straight to get the old man first. A little interesting there.
I doubt he does, but there is the possibility of feeling behind because both of the runners at this point have done quite a lot of non-value checks. And with it being out of logic, it's not going to give you the direct progression you need now.
Yeah, ACM checking the inside of Spectacle makes me think that he feels behind because he's going to skip that hint.
Yeah, no hint there today on ACM side. Just 3 bombs in there, and the top of Spectacle Rock's not really worth anything either. Just that big 5. While he heads over to East Death Mountain, Mikan now turning in that mushroom and going to be getting his flute as well.
I hope Bat's not going to stick too much on the back of his mind. It's not anything important, but it is a check that you had access to and passed up.
Yeah, no doubt.
Another heart container.
Like we said, every little bit of love you could get is fantastic in hard mode. All right, so Mikan headed to activate that flute. Meanwhile, ACM's checking this. There's our glove inside Paradox Cave. Another heart piece and Bombos. So, where do you head now besides maybe Hera and... Oh, I take that back. We've got Dark World access, so a whole lot is opened up to us.
Yeah, I think you check Spiral here, and with knowing that it's fire locked, I'm not sure. I mean, it's only about 20 seconds out of the way to go get that one possible item check, and it might be something.
You know, I don't like speculating constantly about it, but hey, what if that's your fire source? Like, what if, what if that one item is? So, I think it's a smarter play. It looks like he is going to do it. I think it's a smarter play in my mind to go ahead and check it now. You're already at the top of Death Mountain, and that ascent back up, if you get, bottlenecked and have to come back here, it's worth doing it now than later.
Yeah, and not to mention, there is a free hint in here, too.
All right, so there is that small key to get to the basement to get that big key. Meanwhile, Mikan picking up the old man, so we'll see if anything out of sequence here is going to be of value, but no, just 5 rupees.
And unfortunately, just the compass was the second item that we had access to in Hera, so... And a Joe can as well, so Hera's a complete strikeout, but it's, again, it's all about taking something off your mind here. So that's going to give them Spiral, go from there, probably save quit to Dark World, probably straight to Hype Cave.
Yeah, a lot of item checks there, and, keep in mind, this is game 3 between these guys. They're in the middle of a triple header, the middle of, I say, maybe the last third of, basically at this point, your tournament life is on the line for both runners, so it's a situation of everything's probably going to weigh on your mind a little heavier than it normally does.
That's a hint. The Misery Mire Big Key and a unique item are fire-locked in Mire.
Well, in my mind, Mire just became a priority as soon as we have access to it. And we saw ACM pass up that hint. So obviously we're going to need the big key to beat the dungeon. So eventually it'll get checked, but the fact that Mikan may go there faster, that could swing things. We'll have to wait and see.
As long as he lives to get his glove upgrade. He says it's just a beeping strap half heart.
Ooh, Cabbage is not playing well. Neither of the Dead Rocks from Mikan. Looks like he's going to make it in one piece. Alright, so ACM headed into Hype Cave. Gonna have 5 item checks here for us. There's the Quake medallion. That's 2 of the 3 medallions. I guess Hype Cave, really not that hype today. Probably the best thing in there besides Quake was that heart container. The shield, pretty much useless at this point.
Yeah, one shield's useless. Hard mode's better for shields than anything else because you don't get the lag of the mirror shield, but you can still get up to fire. Alright, so where's the ACM going to go from here? Of course he's going to go to Digging Game, but... Again, Lampa notwithstanding here, you've got a completable pod.
Yeah, completable pod is... that's very appealing. There's a lot of... it's completable in the sense we sequence break it, but I mean, I'm sure both of these runners are capable and are comfortable doing it. A lot of item checks there, so yeah, definitely high value.
Yeah, make no doubt about it. This far in, these runners of these caliber, lamp is a non-issue unless you actually need it to be your fire source or its Randomizer. Now it looks like he's gonna check back of escape because he didn't check this. He didn't check the Dark Cross.
And we know there's not a whole lot, or there's actually no progression here, but just that hard container in that bottle. The map, if you know, you're lost inside Hyrule Castle.
He's gonna backtrack for those 3 bombs though, just to have it completely checked off his map here. If he can find the key rat. Alright, about a minute or 2 behind here, Mikan's gonna head to the Dark World in the Hype Cave, and we're gonna start getting all of our new checks here.
Yeah, when ACM actually, you know, used the save and continue point of Sanctuary, I kind of thought we were going to go ahead and get a Thieves Town check. It slipped my mind that he had not actually finished the back of Escape here. All right, and there's that Quake Medallion for Mikan, as well as that shield and the heart container, and I believe it's just some cash here.
Yeah, they're pretty well set on cash now. They found a lot of, you know, what the 100 pack, one of the 300 pack, and they've actually got safeties. I mean, they've got a red potion, they've got blue mail, they've got a ton of heart. Oh, that's a thing. So the 5-6 are both of our medallion required dungeons. Turns out the green pendant was actually in desert. I had missed that on the first pass, but our other 2 pendants were swamp and ice. If I read that right.
Yeah, that was correct. That was red and blue on Swamp and Ice. All right, so ACM headed into Skull Woods now. Gonna potentially get those 2 items from here. We don't have that fire rod yet, so we cannot head to the back to take on Mothula. Luckily, gets a small key there, so we don't have to worry about going through the guaranteed key room on the right side.
You know, thinking about those 2 being the pendant dungeons, I know chat would never, ever be so evil as to wish anything else on these poor runners who are already in the midst of their 3rd game, but that leaves a lot open for possible pedestal.
It does. You know, we saw the boots on, we saw those boots on the Lake Helia Island, with desert also being a pendant. We kind of are in the situation where that mirror that we need, that could be in GT.
That would just be evil.
That would be very evil. You know, it's a little scary to think that. I hope for their sake that doesn't happen. But at this stage, we do have, you know, a game 3 at the beginning of this was super, super lenient to them as well.
Yeah, so it looks like Mikan's going to come up here, also get a bunch of these Skullwoods checks out of the way. Just a 5er. wasn't watching super carefully. Did they find the second item in here?
I'm not sure if they did. We'll have to wait and see from Mikan's side. Meanwhile, ACMLM is headed over to check the bumper cave ledge. We've got the cape, so if this is progression, we can definitely head up there to get it. There's that mirror we were talking about, so no worries of the mirror being in GT today. There it is on the bumper cave ledge, so that's going to open up quite a bit. The boots become a priority at this stage, I think, just to speed the game up a little.
Yeah, I think that's going to be. I think that's the play here for ACM is get this mirror. Actually, probably follow that up and go right over to Graveyard Ledge, especially considering previous encounters with it.
Oh yes. And I just noticed that, we are in hard mode. The cape does consume a little more magic. ACM had just enough magic to get through that.
Yeah, this may also luck out for him in the end. He may pick up that second sword now, because the best path here would be going back in the Dark World from south of his house, grabbing the boots off the island. Then he'd have a way to, mirror over and check Hobo before he runs over to Pod.
Yeah, that's a fairly efficient way of routing in all of those checks just to, knock them all out at one time.
Hey, there's the fire shield.
Suddenly, our shield becomes somewhat useful.
Goes from 1 out of 10 to about a 4.5.
Mikan also seeing that mirror now says, oh yeah, I need that. So gonna head into Bumper Cave to pick that up. And ACM is headed to that Dark World portal, yet again, south of Link's house.
Mikan showing off. You don't actually have to have the hook shot there. You just got to keep moving. Oh, but he gets absolutely bodied by the Myrtle.
No. You hate to see that. Luckily, we know there's no progression over there that he's missing out on. Plus, if we route in King's Tomb after getting these boots, then has another shot at it. And ACM picking up the Fast Boy boots now. So now this shifted into second gear, so to speak.
So ACM decided instead he's going to flute back over rather than, take the slow swim, and he's probably just going to route this route over, get his east side of the lower Dark World. Or I'm completely wrong, he's just going to go to Swamp.
I mean, Swamp's a great play here. It's all dungeons. We're looking for items still. There's six unique checks, rather, not counting the dungeon items, inside of Swamp. So very dense dungeon, so I consider this a pretty good play.
Yeah, it's definitely solid. I mean, if you can full clear it, you full clear it. And Swamp's one of those dungeons. It's not hard. It's just a little bit tedious if you full clear.
ACM passing up on that hint on the right side. Not guaranteed any value from it, but there is the opportunity for it.
Yeah, he's not worried about hints, it seems, in this seed at all. He just wants to focus on the most efficient clearing he can do. Now, boots in hand, Mikan's going to give us our first check here on Lumberjack. I
believe that was the boomerang. Yeah, we pretty much got all of our our dark blue items for the seed. The only thing we're missing now is that ice rod, which will appear with that white base. So, do believe that was the boomerang.
Alright, so Mikan's heading back into Dark World. I'm thinking we're probably going to get Thieves on his end.
Yeah, Thieves is a good play. You know, you've got those checks right around Thieves Town as well in the Village of Outcasts. Plus, you know, by chance, if Graveyard Ledge is weighing heavily on Mikan's mind after taking that death, can route that in directly after this, and also, you know, knock out King's Tomb as well, since we have the mirror.
Alright, so ACM's going to go ahead and clear out the back of Swamp, get the boss killed first. We'll have to see if he decides to come back in for left side.
Alright, so you're in ACM's shoes. What makes you go left side after this or not?
If I find both dungeon items down here. If I only find one, I'm iffy. If I find both dungeon items and everything left in the front is value or big key in value.
Yeah, that's fair. You know, a lot of times having just that one item potentially being on left side, or the big key, as we see the fire rod pop up on Mikan's side in Thieves Town, that's a great find. But yeah, having just one item on left side, that can be a little iffy, you know, and it could just be the big key leading to, you know, one item, and it may or may not have value, and then you waste a lot of time. So that's where some of these gambles come into play. So we'll have to see what ACM decides to do.
Mikan finding the fire rod and Thieves, that's nice. Hopefully, if there's nothing in Hera, we can live the Hera dream of last dungeon before GTE.
That's my favorite dream of all time. All right, so ACM taking on Argus now. Gonna give us everyone's favorite menu ball strats here with that, since he has that fighter sword, maybe a little faster to knock it out with this hammer, since it's just one smash.
Now, you see, if he had the boomerang off the lumberjack, he could do this faster because he could go left and then down instead.
Yeah, you know, I don't know if it's gonna make up that much time.
No, but it's nice to try to find a use for everyone's neglected bloomerangs.
Yeah, too often do we take for granted our nice bloomerang.
Mikan just, you know, abandoning this hint here, just, you know, doesn't want anything to do with it at the moment.
You know, with Mikan getting that hint about the Firelock side of Mire, it's kind of like maybe he thinks I've exhausted all of my good fortune, if you will, as far as the hints go. All right, so ACM, nice job there, taking down Argus, being rewarded with that red pendant.
Not only that, he's got a set of mitts.
I missed that. I was looking at Mikan with the heartbeat. Oh, and now he is going back to the hint tile there. But the mitts, that is huge, because with Pendant Swamp, you know, like I said, it's dense. But when and like how soon will Mikan go there?
It's definitely going to be weighing on you. He's going to go ahead and finish up Thieves. Probably go back and finish up Skull now with Fire Rod in tow.
Yeah, that way you can kind of get the west side and the northwest side of Dark World like completely cleared out, done, not have to worry about coming back here anymore.
So sure enough, ACM's not going to abandon anything. Now, the only downside is there's only one item left over here. We know one of these One of these 3 checks is the big key, and one of them is going to be, I believe, is the map or the compass. One of these.
ACM having to use some alternative strategies there. We don't have a level 2 sword, so our sword isn't quite big enough, if you will, to go through and swipe that block. And with no bloomerang, you know, there's some more love for it. If we had it, we could just use that to get through, but having to use the cane to trigger that crystal switch.
Yeah, I was going to say, you know what could fix this right up, right? A boomerang.
I think we should just stop what we're doing and go beat Aga 1 right now so we can get that boomerang. All right, so ACM headed up to check left side now of Swamp. Meanwhile, Mikan already at the through the second phase here of Blind. Very scripted fight if you know what you're doing, and down goes Blind for Mikan. Very nicely done. Getting a big 20 out of it, and going to get one of the 7 crystals.
ACM, luckily enough, in that very first check, finding that last item, that 10 arrows, so he can just mirror out and abandon those last 2, being the dungeon item and the big key.
Yeah, it's always nice when you don't have to go on a wild goose chase just to get the big key and then find out it's a trash item in the big chest after you invested all that time.
300 rupees in the sea house. Is this even rando?
Speaking of rupees, ACM finding a blue rupee inside a K45 there, but, you know, not really worth picking up.
Looks like we're going to get a smith chain. Now, Mikan knows at the very end of the smith chain, the purple chest doesn't have a big payoff, that it is only, I believe it is a piece of... But we'll have to see what's there in the intermediary.
Yeah, Mikan now checking Graveyard Ledge. Probably going to also go in and do King's Tomb. You know, if King's Tomb turns out to be some value, it might be best that he took that death. Well, I say that, but he's not even picking up that fire shield, and ACM picking up the shovel inside the hammer peg game.
Yeah, just the disrespect for the fire shield there. And that's a tempered sword.
That's very valuable. We've got quite the sword difference now, honestly. I fully expect ACM to go up there pretty soon and check King's Tomb, since he does have the Titan's Mitts. That'll put him at a level 2. We got silvers, so Ganon shouldn't be too much of a problem as far as time. But that tempered sword is definitely going to help Mikan out quite a bit.
Yeah, ACM's definitely going to find the one in King's Tomb, having not done Bonk Rocks either. But the one in Hobo, I'm pretty sure is not going to find it. But we'll have to see where that 4th one lies.
Yeah, there's that heart piece. ACM showing a little bit of frustration, throwing some rocks at the treasure chest specialist there.
Yeah, it does. At least it fills him up, gives him a 9th container here. It now has the heart lead for, I think, the first time in the race.
All right, so now we're headed into the back of Skull Woods on Mikan's side. Going to go directly to the back. We've gotten one of those items, I do believe. At this point, if that second one is still out there, maybe we get that on Mothula, but regardless, we have to clear Mothula. So we need that crystal.
Alright, ACLM cleaning up Village of Outcasts. Probably going to go right into Thieves Town. just like Mikan, pick up all that, get that crystal out of the way. A little bit rough in the corner, but pulls that off pretty well.
Yeah, it takes down Mothula, basically no problem. That fight can, you know, get really hairy really quick. Tempered Sword makes that fight super easy, but just 50 bucks on Mothula. But you know what? We got another crystal, so that's going to bring his crystal count up to 3. I'm hoping for Mikan's sake, you know, we get to see a swamp check here really soon.
Yeah, now, chat brings up an interesting point here. We are Ice Rod away from Schrodinger's Gobo, depending on medallion requirements.
Yeah, that's absolutely true. You know, there's a whole lot that we could just knock on out as soon as we find that.
Mikan buying a blue potion. I see us. Well, no, he doesn't have mitts.
Oh, this could be the play into pod. Now, there could still be progression here. You know, maybe we find that lamp we were talking about earlier. Maybe we find the ice rod we just mentioned as well. But we may come up empty as well. But at this state, we do need the crystal. So Mikan's going to knock this out.
Yeah, so at this point, Mikan needs the ice rod. He still needs mitts, which are on Argus. ACM still needs the ice rod as well, but is probably in a little bit of a situation, a little bit worried, still on fighter sword.
Yeah, in my mind, nothing is worse than getting a really early go mode or a very fast go mode and then realizing, oh yeah, I got to keep checking things because I only have a level 1 sword.
Yeah, thankfully we know that his second sword is probably going to be pretty fast after this check, because I don't see this going any way other than finish Thieves, finish Skullwoods, and then do his boots checks of Bonk and King's 2.
Yeah, because he hasn't checked either one of the Bonk locations yet. And we know Mikan has dipped all 3 of those since we did find that bloomerang on the Lumberjack ledge. So will it be the fabled key for a key in the vanilla big key chest of pod? It is. That happens so much more often than not.
Yeah, pod logic can be a little bit weird at times. It's kind of a little bit strange. It's one of those things that even when I'm running the game, it's some black magic that I don't fully understand.
I always think I understand it, and then I think about maybe I should skip the Harmless Hellway and then find a hammer there anyway. So it's like, oh, well, what do I know?
Alright, so ACM is mirroring over and is going to go ahead and flute. Not going to go ahead and continue on. Looks like we're going to get our mire area checked. Probably get desert out of the way.
Yeah, definitely a good check here, just because you want to know if you have the medallion you need. Not going to bother checking it though right now. Going to head directly into that mire shed. And just $5 and 3 bombs inside Mire Shed today.
Oh, we need that last one. It's ether to get in.
All right, so we know we gotta find at least one more thing before we hit go mode.
So yeah, it looks like Mikan, is he skipping the back pod for now?
It looks like he may. Now that you mention it, it does look like that's what he's doing.
Yeah, he's still got 2 keys, so he's gonna go ahead and kill Helma first, and then just go on with the rest of his way here through pod, I would hope.
While we saw that, I noticed the hint in Desert was some cash requires a big red bomb, so we know at least one of the chests there is just cash. That kind of devalues the Pyramid Fairy play.
At this point, I don't think Pyramid Fairy would happen anyway, because the 2 items that we need for go mode are the 2 items required for our 2 dungeons for
That is correct.
pendants. Alright, so Acmlm pulling out his big key as well as another heart container from Desert so far, heading into the back.
And Mikan headed back into Palace of Darkness. Got a few checks left to do in the back here. Still pending to see if we get any progression from this place yet.
That's progression.
There's that ether medallion. Holy cow. 300 bucks. I'd usually be excited to see 300 bucks, but that ether is kind of stealing the spotlight. That's going to give him access into Mire. And we know a unique item is on that left side. Could that be the fabled ice rod that we're missing?
Might be. And another thing, again, Ether's lamp locked. Where's the lamp?
Well, that also means, yeah. Wow. Where is the lamp?
I mean, at this point,
You know, we were saying that I was sitting here thinking it's going to be hilarious when Lamp pops up there on Landmola on ACM's side, but it didn't. But that being said, ACM took down Landmola, getting that green pendant and that heart piece. Very nicely done. That brings his pendant count up to 2. We're still going to need to get all 3 of those.
I almost think it's probably up on Dark Death Mountain at this point. Alright,
And
I'm
just
finding just some arrows there in the big chest. ACM leaving some cash behind.
all right, so ACM now making that play over to the pod region. It's got to be full cleared out. We're still looking for items, so ACM will be getting ether in just a little bit. Meanwhile, Mikan heading to the South Light World portal. This, hopefully for his sake, is the play into Swamp Palace.
Yeah, it definitely looks like Swamp here. So they're going to pick up the one of the 2 pieces of progression they need that the other one has, and now it's going to become the hunt for the Ice Rod.
Yeah, if I'm in Mikan's shoes, I mean, we know he's going to get the mitts once he clears out Swamp. At that point, the fact that I know there's a unique item, you know, that could be, you know, the red boomerang, which no one likes, but It could honestly be that ice rod, and if it is, that's where the value's going to be.
Yeah, the green pendant turns out to be nothing. Fortunately, probably for Mikan here. Thanks, game.
I guess, the game wants you to know where you can get some more cash, just in case you're having a hard time with Ganon's Tower, or maybe Ganon. You can go back and pick your cash up and buy a potion.
Alright, so we're going to have to see if Mikan clears Swamp the same way ACM did. It would probably be in his best interest, knowing that you can get away with just one check on the left side if you do it. Alright, ACM coming up, gonna give himself a couple of keys. Mikan coming in, here we'll have to see if he decides to go back a swamp or go left side first.
I'm sitting here thinking about ACM's sword situation. Chat was talking about it a good bit. At this stage, there's hardly anything or any incentive really, for ACM to go back up to North Light World to check those locations, except maybe a save and quit. But, at this stage, you kind of want to save and quit up to Death Mountain to get that heart refill from the old man.
Did he save the old man? I thought he skipped it.
Oh, yeah, you're right. He hasn't done that yet. So, okay.
He's got the flute
there
to
is
one to get
hope.
back there, yeah.
Yeah, you're right. There is hope. All right, and Mikan making the play, kind of as expected, headed directly to the back of Swamp.
Yeah, there's no reason to not go back a swamp anymore ever since the changes in, I think it was 28, where the front always stays flooded. It's just so much more... It's so much easier to just go to the back and then come back in the front.
Yeah, most definitely.
Alright, so runner's coming through here. Mikan's going to come out a little bit ahead on this, probably. Should be coming out of the left side if he comes back in, just as ACM's probably killing Helm.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we're going to see a mad dash from both runners to head over to Mire. I don't... they could make that Ice Palace play. They both have the Fire Rod, they both have Bombos.
Yeah, but Ice Palace is one of those things. If you can go mode Ice Palace, you go mode Ice Palace.
Exactly.
And Mikan having the information that there's a unique item, one of the two items in Mire is unique, whether that be one arrow, whether that be the Ice Rod.
You're definitely going to make that gamble, for sure.
Also, ACM hasn't turned in that shovel yet.
Mikan opting not to go back in to check left side. Now, we know that is going to be perfectly okay for him, but I can't say I blame him. Just one item on that side.
Yeah, I mean, if you're playing the numbers game from his perspective, you know where the Bloomerang is, you know that Ether was, that the lamp can't be in here. So that only leaves 4 items, maybe 5 that this could be.
Yeah, most definitely. And if we don't find Ice Rod here in Mire, in my mind, it'd be interesting to see if any runner is going to gamble on, is Ice Rod going to show up inside TR?
Oh, I'd take that gamble 100%. I mean, you have, what, 7 checks before that even?
Yeah, in my mind, it's kind of like, if you're looking for Ice Rod, it's always in TR. Even if you can't get into TR, it's in TR.
Yeah, I mean, go up there, you've got, well, 4 in, what you got? You got 4 in Hookshot, 2 in Super Bunny, 2 in Hera.
Yeah, a whole lot of value up there. Alright, so ACM now in the backside of Pod. Going to be doing these dark rooms, using that torch just like Mikan did to get that lit up, making this a little easier to take down these turtles.
Alright, so ACM coming into Helmet here. Mikan's gonna go ahead and get the first part of Desert out of the way. Nice hammer strats there from ACM to get down Helmet super quick.
Yeah, I was going to say, that was very nicely done. Not really taking any damage from that. That hammer hitbox on Helmasaur in Phase 2 is so small. So, very high level of execution there.
Alright, so we're 5 apiece for our runners on dungeons. Let's see where ACM opposite go here. I would think it's gonna be straight to my... Oh, he's gonna go pick up potions.
I guess you can never be too careful if you're planning to do a Miseru Mire Dark Room.
He's going to ice.
This is where that hint really might have swung this one way or the other here. Now, ice does have more value here in V30. You know, we've got 3 hints, and we've got 3 items, so the hints could be good, but we're kind of late game now, so the hints may not have a whole lot of value.
Unique item with a Great Fairy. Was there one inside of Pyramid? Or not Pyramid, but Waterfall?
I don't believe there was a unique item there. That's pretty good information. That kind of makes things look good for Mikan, just because we know we have to have Ice Rod before we see the Pyramid Fury.
Yeah, we know that Ice Rod can't be in there. ACM knows that Ice Rod can't be in there because you need Turtle Rock to do it.
Exactly.
But more importantly, that's just another location that's, you know, kind of off the table. Not that it already was. But the interesting factoid here is, I don't want to be the superstitious one and talking about, you know, prior races in history here, but ACM's diving Pendant Ice Palace. I seem to remember something about that.
Yeah, we have seen throughout the ages that Pendant Ice Palace sometimes can be the big swing that a runner needs. ACM setting up the bomb jump here, very nicely done. That's not the easiest trick to do, and it's especially even harder to do if you're used to using that sword to line it up, because it's different with the fighter sword.
Yeah, that's why I rely on Shadow instead. Well, that and my sprite is super awkward. Yeah, chat bringing up the point, hey, it is all dungeons, you gotta clear it anyway. But it is the fact of go mode ice versus full clear ice. And I don't know if you bomb jump in full clear ice. I don't personally.
Yeah, it's kind of a toss up, I'll do it sometimes. I'll do it. I won't do it some other times. In this situation, if I'm going to full clear it as he's doing, and I'm doing it with Fighter Sword, most times I'll just go ahead and forego it. I've got King of Samaria as a backup. I don't have to worry about, doing a whole lot of crazy stuff.
Yeah, with Cane in hand, you don't need to worry about push blocks, anything like that.
All right, so here we go. We're headed into that fireside on Mikan's side. Meanwhile, ACM just getting that second item for Ice Palace. Just some cash so far. Oh, the unique item turns out to just be nothing but the magic powder.
Now, Mikan hasn't checked that. ACM has. ACM did the fake powder, knows that it's only a piece of heart.
I'm pretty sure we'll see Mikan potentially check that in the very near future.
Yeah, especially since he hasn't done the Blacksmith Chain yet. He knows that the end of it's nothing, but I can at least see him going in and checking Blacksmith, Hammer Pegs, and Powder at that time.
And I do believe you mentioned it a little while ago, we still have not seen the shovel turn in on ACM's side. So the shovel spot could be holding our ice rod.
So at this point, I would be shocked if the unique item inside of the Pyramid Fairy is it pretty much at this point has to be the single arrow, the red meringue, or the Cane of Brian. I don't see it being. It can't be the lamp. It can't be the ice rod. I don't see it being the book. The book locks too much.
I'm not sure if this is how it works. I think it is, but it could have been another mail upgrade. There are two in the pool initially, but once you get one, it changes. I'm not sure if they're going to allow the unique item hits to be that, but it is a possibility.
No, I don't think it can be. Well, there is the fourth sword. That is huge, actually.
That makes things very nice for ACM, especially if he gets that ice rod first. So we don't have to worry about finding a sword. It just kind of came to him.
Yeah, it'd be nice if he picks up the one from King's, but it's not necessary.
And meanwhile, Mikan has just blazed through the dark rooms of Misery Mire. Putting that magic powder to use.
In there?
I'm not sure if he has. He may have just gone directly to Vitreous.
I think he might have found the second item on the bridge.
Oh, you're right. I think it was just cash. And it looks like, besides that sword, which I guess is a good find for ACM's sake, Ice Palace otherwise empty, but we did get that blue pendant.
I mean, you can always. I guess this is a good strategy. I see him going to skull from skull from here because he can blind pull afterwards.
We got a question in chat. Do we know who vetoed each setting. We do not, actually. That was not put in the race notes for us, so unless Demon has that information, I do not.
No, I only know from overhearing in chat that one of the two vetoes was swordless.
All right, I have to assume on Mikan's side this is going to be that Smith's chain check, at least the start of it.
Yeah, this is definitely Smith's hammer and bat. He'll probably pass up. There's no reason to go for just one heart piece here for the actual purple chest. So at this point, we know that the play is very high probability Dark Death Mountain.
And there's a lot of checks there. So
yeah. You got 2 in Super Bunny, 4 in Hook Shot, 1 in Spike. Then you can clear out Hera finally. We also have a couple of 1-ofs. We have Pedestal, we have Shovel.
All right, so ACM dropping in on Mothula now. We've got a Fire Rod and we've got a Master Sword. Not going to be quite as quick and easy as if you have Tempered Sword, but still shouldn't be too much of a problem for either one of these runners.
Yeah, I think a lot of those Fire Rod hits got eaten by the spikes, though.
Yeah, so if you're wondering what we're talking about there, as we see ACM taking down Mothula, for some reason in this game, the way this works, if you knock Mothula into a spike, it actually overwrites the damage value to 0, and it basically does no damage. So you could just keep bonking him back and forth off of spikes, never kill him.
So it looks like Mikan's going to be the first to make the play here. Here's our blind ped pull.
Here we go. We're about to find out.
Master 20.
You know, if that really would have been the Ice Rod, then that would have been, you know, game, set, and match almost for ACM.
Oh, that would have... Yeah, you could have called the fat lady up at that point. Mikan hasn't grabbed the key yet.
He remembered the hint, so good on him for remembering the hint, but thinking, oh man, I didn't get the key. Hemorrhaging a few seconds, but I don't know if that's going to end up playing too much of an issue.
Yeah, it looks like ACM's coming up right behind him. We're going to have basically synchronized Heras here.
So kind of playing back to what you said earlier about if you can go mode ice, you want to, just because of how much faster it is. You know, we've got basically the main difference is Mikan has Mire done and ACM has ice done. So if our runners basically get Ice Rod at the same time, you know, is it going to be the difference between, you know, a full cleared Mire versus a full cleared Ice Palace?
And think, ACM doesn't have that hint. It will be a full clear of Mire, because the first thing you do in Mire is you don't go to the fire side.
Exactly. So at least as far as this dungeon goes, Mikan at a very, very slight advantage. Just basically one room difference. You know, we're basically sitting at the exact same amount of items. I don't think, as we mentioned earlier, we keep playing back to it. That shovel still needs to be checked, potentially. But there is a plethora of items up here. So we may find that ice rod and get our go mode while we're on the mountain.
Some caches on a boss. Wow. Alright, so at this point we've got one item up here on the troll door. Shovel still outstanding. ACM's a sword behind with 2 possible locations you can go get it. Unfortunately, though, with the ice rod almost having to be up here unless it's on shovel, I don't see him picking up another sword now.
Yeah, they're way too far out of the way for him to check. At least, you know, logically. Oh, ACM taking the bonk there, getting knocked back up. Moldorm not giving him any value. That second item on Moldorm we see on Mikan's side is that red boomerang.
Yeah, 4 bounces. That was kind of rough.
Moldorm really playing rough today with ACM. But both runners take Moldorm down, getting that, like we said, that red boomerang, getting yet another crystal. So they're basically even yet again. Just the difference being that Ice Palace and Mire. And unfortunately, Mikan got deadrocked there, having to go to the left side to reset that. And we've got all 3 of them, but we finally get to see that Bombos is the medallion requirement today to get inside of TR.
Alright, so as far as hints goes, I think that Mikan might be up a hint here on Cache and Mimic Cave. Yeah, I think that was the hint in
It was.
Mire, yeah.
That's, I mean, that's useful. That's going to save, you know, what, 30 plus seconds? At least?
Definitely going to be at least 20, 25 seconds, yeah.
Oh, now we get the book inside a Hookshot Cave. That opens up a couple of checks that are kind of out of the way. So even more potential for Ice Rod now.
I think after Super Bunny, you immediately go check Ether.
Yeah, no doubt.
Nope, never mind.
There we go. There's that Ice Rod. So Mikan has entered Go Mode, and right behind him, ACM has entered Go Mode. So here we go. We're going to head directly into TR and basically Go Mode this, which is kind of almost full clearing just because of the way the dungeon's laid out. And I guess on top of that, the main difference right now is that the dungeon difference, as in the Mire versus the Ice Palace clear.
A little bit more than that. It's actually a little bit bigger than just one dungeon because ACLM's last dungeon is a crystal. Mikan's is a pendant. He can go right to GT from here.
Oh yeah, absolutely. That's, wow, good catch.
So Mikan can go right up, go up GT, kill Aga 2, go to Ice, and then just come back, or go Aga 1 probably, and then just do Ice afterward.
Yeah, that would be the ideal route. And the way we're going, and I'm pretty sure we're gonna see it. I always do enjoy when we get to see a dark, lampless Aga 1. So for those of you who are just probably joining us potentially, this is game 3 between these two. This is top 16 of the fall 2018 tournament, and this is a triple header today. Actually, you know, they did game 1 starting around 10:30 a.m. Eastern. We're coming up on 4 p.m. Eastern now, and these guys are putting on a great show for us. Game 1 went to Mikan, game 2 went to ACM, and we're coming down to the wire here, both in go mode, and we're both very deep into the dungeon counts.
Yeah, this is it's all going to come down to execution here, with a little bit of routing on the side that's going to play in Mikan's favor, but ACLM's execution could definitely make any kind of difference. All right, now Mikan knows he can go ahead and go right to the right from here.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we're not gonna get that mimic cave check now, but we are gonna get this big chest check. Just 50 rupees inside of that, though.
Yeah, just had to check maybe for that off chance that you can that you might get to skip Laser Bridge.
We still got one more shot at it. There is another chest coming up here, and if that's the key, then we can just walk right by it. And there it is. That's the key. So now we'll just be able to skip right on by and not worry about Laser Bridge at all today.
I think that's about as close to a go mode Turtle Rock as you can get. Alright, so Mikan quickly coming up on his Trinex fight, ACM coming in here. ACM unfortunately cracked the middle island chest, so he's probably looking for a sword, so he's gonna have to do Laser Bridge.
Yeah, given that he's here, it makes sense to look for a sword, you know, just to see if we could get something. Unfortunately for him, we know that we know where all the swords are, and there's not going to be one here today.
Yeah, and again, the little difference is this is Tempered versus Master on Trinex, so probably going to be Hammer versus Tempered.
Hammer's not too bad, but yeah, it does add more time because you've got the menuing. So, you know, it's not quite as simple as just pressing B and swinging that nice tempered sword out there. But here we are in phase 2, and that was a quick phase 2. Very nicely done by Mikan. Gonna get that final crystal. Do we assume he's headed to GT?
I would like to see him go to GT. I think it's the better routing decision. I really think the better routing decision is to leave Ice Palace for the very last thing you do. You've got super close routing to everything else.
Well, if he's headed to GT, we've got a game that we like to play. I'm going to start it now, and I might regret doing that.
Nope.
Here he goes.
He's going.
So get your guesses in chat. If you are a subscriber to any of the Speed Game Twitch channels, or have donated 250 bits to any of the Speed Gaming Family Network channels, you can be added to our leaderboard if you get this guess correct. But as soon as we get inside GT, we're going to be stopping that game, which is going to be in just a moment. All right, and we're headed over to the right side to check those first 2 hope chests.
Did he just...
He did that in a game earlier as well. Surprising in my mind.
The absolute madman.
I mean, hey, he's the one in brackets. He knows what he's doing. All right, number 6, just a small key, and number 7, some bombs. So we're up to number 7, no luck yet.
All right, ACLM finally threw onto phase 2 here. Yeah, all things considered, that was a pretty smooth fight from ACMLM there.
Yeah, very nicely done. Master Sword Trinex is never any fun. It's about as fun as, you know, swordless Trinex. All right, so we're coming up on check number 9 on Mikan's side. There's that Cane of Burna. Not really of any use to us here in hard mode.
No, there's a side anecdote there that means that the unique item in Pyramid Fairy is the single arrow.
This is true. And we know the other one is Cash. And there it is, number 10.
Yeah, man, checks 3 extra, managed to pick himself up another heart container.
And congratulations to Jex Refi for being the first supporter to guess in number 10. All right, so Mikan headed through the gauntlet now. Or getting ready to be heading through the gauntlet, rather. Meanwhile, ACM had to leave the mountain to head on over to Mire. You know, I hate to say it, but, you know, you never want to call one early. Weird things can happen. This is definitely Mikan's to lose at this point.
Yeah, it's nothing's ever over, but it's just extremely up. It would take multiple Ganon fall, maybe even a GT Sprite despawn to get him back in this.
Yeah, I don't foresee any, you know, execution flaws on Mikan's side potentially. You know, I don't want to wish ill will on anybody. You know, we are in our 3rd consecutive race between these two. I know mentally they've got to be tired. We may see some mistakes we don't normally see. So it could be closer than we think it is. We'll have to wait and see how this all pans out.
Pretty quick land mode 2 there from Mikan. Heading on up to everyone's favorite, the Wizrobe rooms.
Yeah, these rooms are a favorite among all runners, where it's so easy, yet it makes you feel like you're so good at the game and how quickly you take them out.
Oh yeah, Canis Samarias on stacked Wizrobes like that is one of the best feelings ever when it comes to just, you know, easy to do but still satisfying and gratifying execution.
And Mikan not taking any chances here, making sure to not do any despawning of the sprites, and picking up that magic refill as well.
So for those of you who may not know or may be newer, what we're referring to there is a glitch where if you go upstairs on that staircase at the exact time that the downstairs door shuts, it will despawn every other sprite in Ganon's tower, which isn't a huge concern other than the fact that now Moldorm 2's gone and you can't get across normally, and I think it even despawns Agate.
Oh, there's a single arrow inside of that last chest before Moldorm 2.
Okay. Okay, that confuses me, but the lamp's somewhere in the world. It has to be.
Oh yeah, it definitely has to be. But let's see, we got that 100 rupee stack, so like very early on. I can't honestly think of what, like logically, it can't be on Pyramid.
Yeah. Well, no. Has anybody actually checked the pyramid itself?
Oh no, I don't think we have. Yo, if the lamp is there, that's gonna be fantastic.
I think it might be worth the 10 seconds to check that before you do Aga's Tower.
Mikan got a nice triple there. Very quick Aga 2. We're not headed to that big pig yet. We still got to do Aga 1, and we've got to do Ice Palace. Doesn't look like we're going to get that pyramid check, going straight to Aga 1. Meanwhile, ACM has headed into the Vitreous fight. Master Sword, ooh, taking a hit there, down to 1 heart. But Master Sword Vitreous, not the easiest fight here. Going to result with some bomb strats here.
He's doing his best trying to stay alive here. It's not an easy task when you're this low on hearts, especially now that Viddy's going to be coming out of the woodwork with so little eyes.
All right, so now ACM has gotten his 7th crystal. He's also finished ice. This is close. It's definitely in Mikan's favor, but you know, at this point, anything can happen.
Yeah, the gap's not huge. The gap's probably 5 minutes. Now, Mikan's in the pit room right now. There are torches in here. If you come through the door to this room, go down about one link sprite, and then shoot the fire rod left, you'll hit the torch on the far side.
Oh, and I just heard him take a fall there. I was about to say, you know, doing this room without that fire, or you know, using that fire rod shot, I've actually never seen it done. I know it can be done, and I know it has been done. Haven't seen it done in a live race, so this is pretty exciting to watch.
Oh, looks like
There he goes. Yeah, he did. Fantastic job there by Mikan.
Yeah. Everything I said was kind of a moot point since he was out of magic anyway.
Well, you know, I think he has one. Like, I think he has a magic refill hanging out in his inventory, but, you know, obviously probably doesn't want to use that at this stage. All right, so ACM now headed into GT. We know that big key is over in the rando room. So I hope for ACM's sake that he heads directly to the left. Even skipping the hope chests potentially could save him a couple of seconds.
Yeah, but with the key over there, I almost see him going right. Nope, he's gonna go left. Alright, chat, let's count the blue balls. 1.
Here we go.
2.
Not getting a blue ball there at this time.
I guess being somewhat friendly. Somewhat.
There was number 3. And number 4. Ooh. Just need, I think, what, one more? So we're going to end up at 4?
Maybe more.
I don't know. We could get more, yeah.
5. 6. It can't
My
be more than
word.
7. And it's gonna be 7. 7 blue balls.
Well, at least for Mikan's sake, the number of blue balls is seeded in these. So the first time they face Aghanim, they are going to get the exact same number of blue balls. So the number today is 7 blue balls.
Alright, so in comes Mikan coming into ice. This is going to be his final dungeon here. Again, a lot of this just came down to the difference. You know, he went Mire because he had to hint. ACM went ice. And you can't fault ACM for it. I mean, there's more items in ice. There's 3 hints in ice. Alright, so ACM's on his climb. Mikan's just going to go flying through here. Yeah, unfortunately being hard mode, there's going to be no butter sword for Mikan here. I don't think he's going to be checking any chests at all either. Mikan accidentally hit that crystal switch one too many times.
Yeah, doing a bomb jump there, kind of not useful if you've got the wrong crystal switch trick. All right, so Mikan dispatches of those pin gators, and ACM dispatches quickly of the Landmo 2 fight. Headed up to that the 2 Wizroad brooms. And Mikan showing us right here with that blue switch down. This is why being able to go mode Ice Palace is so much faster than having to full clear it. And we're already in the room right before Cold Stare.
Yeah, like his going from Aga 1 to fighting Cold Stare here is going to be less than ACLM's climb up G2 or up GT. It's such a significant height difference. I would hazard to say it's probably the biggest one. I mean, even more so than the Go Mode Swamp.
Yeah, no doubt. And down gold,
just eating Cold Stare alive.
Yeah, it just completely annihilates him. Especially compared to ACM's fight with the Master Sword. Really, proves a testament to how much value there is in getting that level 3 sword. So that is all 10 of our dungeons now, and Aga 1. We're just gonna save and quit since we're here in Dark World, and Aga 1's already been disposed of, and we're dropping in to pay Ganon a nice little visit.
Oh, Troll Dorm 2 fall for ACM.
Well, Mikan taking a couple of Fire Bat hits, down to 1 heart, does have a blue goo. It looks like it's going to go ahead and use that.
Yeah, he should be okay. Having silver arrows, he doesn't need that many fire rod shots, especially if he torch glitches. Probably a good thing Ganon didn't stay in that far corner. He would have got the bat off.
Yeah, no doubt. We're going to see, luckily, so far we haven't had too many teleports from Ganon. Already in hit number 3 here. Just need 1 more. Alright, there's that 4th hit. So now we are on to phase 4. And yes, we do have those silver arrows. And got him in a good position here to potentially get a triple. Gets 2. And there's that 4th hit. And down goes the big pig. So Mikan looks like is going to take this one. Get your GGs in chat for Mikan. We'll get you that official time as soon as he makes it across this bridge. All right, so Mikan has finished in first place with an official SRL time of 1 hour, 48 minutes, and 51 seconds. Congratulations to Mikan on winning this series. Hard fought. Hopefully we'll get them in here for an interview.
ACM showing us the pyramid was only a piece of heart.
So no lamp still. I guess that's in the shovel area.
I mean, it almost has to be, or on one of the tablets.
And we are now joined by Mikan, winner of the race and the series today. GG, Mikan.
I am so tired right now.
I gotta say first and foremost, and this goes to both of you, I'm usually wiped out after a double header. The fact that you guys pulled a triple header today, I have to give you guys major congratulations and respect for that. Like, I cannot imagine how tired you are mentally right now.
Fairly. It's been a fun day. Yay, video games. That was crazy, dude. Any idea where the lamp? I sure don't.
We still have not yet seen it. I'm kind of thinking maybe the shovel spot. But
I can go
other
check
than that, we can't really think of anything else logically.
I saw some. I saw some people in chat wondering about what was in the Pyramid Fairy. Apparently there was a hint about a Pyramid Fairy unique item. I went and checked and it was just 2 rupees.
There was a hint about a unique item and a great fairy, and we couldn't remember if there was one inside of Waterfall. Oh, there was. It was the bug net.
Yeah, someone mentioned that in chat later on. Didn't really have a good time to plug that into the commentary, but yeah, the bug net was in Waterfall Fairy, so that was the unique item with a great fairy.
Yeah, so the lamp had to be what? Shovel, Catfish, Spike, or one of the tablets.
Well, I'm checking Shovel, but if you want me to do anything other than that, that's not going to happen.
Well, congratulations. Like, I don't even know, honestly, what to ask you. It's like, I know you don't want to have to think back too much. Game 1 went in your favor. Game 2 in ACMs, and now here we are, Game 3. You're moving on to top 8. I know you're exhausted, but I gotta say, you're probably pretty excited about that.
Yeah, I guess so. I don't know. I was not really thinking I'd get past 32, but I mean, I don't know what timeline we're in now. It was not at the shovel spot, by the way. Sorry, guys.
All right, well, no shovel today.
Oh yeah, game 1. So that was my 3rd inverted seed I ever played, and I beasted it. I have no idea how.
Yeah, game 1, I was watching the majority of that, and you did fairly well. I'm surprised. So that's 3rd overall inverted seed.
Yeah.
That's
I don't want to do it again though. That isn't. I still don't want to do it again, despite how good it happened. No thanks.
So I don't know if you recall, Chad had asked a couple of times, and we knew what one of them were. But do you know what the 2 vetoes were off the top of your head for this game 3?
I do. What did I veto? I think I vetoed Retro, and I ACM vetoed. I'm checking.
Swordless?
No.
Okay, someone in chat had said that Swordless was the veto.
Oh, ACM vetoed Ganon, actually.
Okay, that makes sense. That's how we magically got the all dungeons goal for you guys for game 3.
So just going back on just the most recent seed, because having done 3 in a row, that's just taking it out of you. What did you have anything you were thinking about that last seed here?
I don't know why I went and checked the powder and the blacksmith stuff right after Mire. I should not have done that. I don't know why I didn't do that. And when nothing came out of it, I was like, yeah, this is why I shouldn't have done this. I don't know why I just had the thought to go do it, but I did. As scary as it was to go towards Turtle Rock without the ice rod, there was a lot of items up there, so I really wasn't worried too much, I think. I guess worst case it would have been an ice palace, but I was willing to take that risk at this point.
Yeah, the 3rd race, if you were definitely watching it here after you guys have finished, and if we're talking about it, it came down, ironically enough, to Pendant Ice Palace. ACM went to Pendant Ice Palace, you went to Mire instead, then you both went to TR at the same time, but you had 7 crystals and could do GT while he had to go back down.
I see. Well, I know... Hold on. I know chat was interested in what was happening up in Spike Cave, but I have an unfortunate picture for them. Once I remember how to take screenshots with push.
Alright, so ACLM reaching the end of his 7 blue ball AGA 1 fight.
It was a lot, dude. I was so tired of it.
Yeah, 7 blue balls is definitely, a stressful end to 3 long seeds. And ACM now dropping in on Ganon. We're going to get a Master Sword Ganon fight, but we do have those silvers, so this shouldn't be too terrible.
Good position here for some spins.
Oh yeah, we got a really good opportunity here for Phase 2 to get a lot of these knocked out. Looks like we got 9 of the 12 required spins, so we just need 3 here. Very doable in this one cycle.
Looks like he's gonna play it safe though and just go back for. Oh no, he had them all already. Good.
I guess I can't count today.
I'm getting revenge on Spike Cave, just you wait. I was a little... I'll wait till he seems done. It's fine.
And just wants to teleport all over the place right now. And there's the last hit.
All right, so entering into Phase 4, very similar now. We still got to do spin strats, but very similar to Mikan's fight. Just 4 silver arrow shots, but he is opting to do... Okay, I guess that was unintentional. We got a silverless hit there. And there's the first silver arrow hit.
Let's do silver. And down he goes.
Nicely done by ACM. And once he crosses that bridge, we'll get you that official SRL time. But in the meantime, get your GGs in chat for ACMLM. All right, and having reached the Triforce room, ACMLM has finished in second place with an official SRL time of 1 hour, 57 minutes, and 57 seconds.
Yeah, definitely get your GGs in. Both of these guys play their hearts out over the last, what, like 6 hours for you guys?
Yeah, absolutely insane. Like, I would not... I wouldn't want to do this personally. 3 games in a row is brutal. And from seeing what Mikan has put into Twitch chat, it looks like we did find that lamp. It was hiding in Spike Cave all along.
I was not about to go there, no way.
Yeah,
Spike Cave is one of my most forgotten and most not wanting to go to place ever.
Yeah, tournament life on the line, especially. It's kind of like, I'm not ever going to Spike Cave, so I can't say I blame you there at all.
Yeah, especially with the rest of the Light World Death Mountain, which I almost consider that a part of, pretty well out of the way early.
Oh, about my that's like the second time I've ever done Acmlm in the dark, and both times I've had the fire rod, but this time I ran out of magic, and that wasn't fun because I ran out of magic in the room with the giant pit. Thank goodness for dark room maps. Make sure everyone always has them on hand.
Yeah, that Dark Aga Tower, that I'll tackle Mire any day of the week. But I'm don't touch Aga with a 10-foot pole. Maybe if you had the fire rod, but unfortunately just didn't quite have enough magic there.
Oh, I had enough. I just missed the shot like 5 times.
I didn't see anything. You didn't miss anything. It was
okay.
Tragically out of magic.
Good point. Good point.
So, early on when this started, you guys got a lot of safeties early for a hard mode seed. And, you had the blue mail. You luckily got the rupees very early on, so you could buy bombs and you could not really worry about, not really worry about the bottle vendor. And, did this really feel like a hard mode seed to you? I'm pretty sure it felt hard mode in the sense of this is the third one. My brain's tired. I'm ready for the video games to be done. But, I kind of thought this seed was very generous for hard mode.
It really was. That was super nice. I also shout outs to the one extra heart I picked up somewhere. Because I was at the top of GT with one heart after getting that second key from the mini Helmasaur. I didn't know my health was so low, so somewhere I had picked up an extra heart, I think, when I shouldn't have been checking something. And yeah, shout outs to that.
And I'm not sure if ACM will be joining us for an interview. He is in the Twitch chat, so if you have any questions, feel free to throw them in there to chat with ACMLM. But I do want to say again, to GG to both of these runners, because, I keep harping on it, but, I didn't think at one point doing a doubleheader was that big of a deal until I actually did one. And then it's like, man, this is brutal. I want to go to bed afterwards. So doing 3... crazy performance by you guys today, sticking to such high levels of execution. Like I said, I just have to commend both of you for a job well done on that.
Yeah, thanks. I don't ever want to do that again. I think neither of us tried to contact each other to schedule our matches until like yesterday. When one of the admins messaged and said, "Hey, you guys have your matches scheduled yet?" And we're both just kind of, crap, we have to get all this done by tomorrow. So, big shout outs also to ACM for also putting up with the 3 races. It was pretty intense.
Yeah, I'm sure both of you were like, I'm really hoping this is a 2-0, one way or another, hopefully in my favor, but for Twitch chat, it was super exciting, sitting here, 3 races, it was a fantastic show in each of them. It was super close.
I thank you both for watching and doing the commentary stuff. I'm gonna go fall super asleep. Not the normal kind of asleep. We're going beyond that.
The brain dead asleep.
Yeah, that's the one.
All right. Well, thanks for joining us here. And GG, congratulations on moving to round of 8, and we look forward to seeing your next matches.
Yeah, thanks. I'll try to schedule them in like 1-day increments and not all 3 on the same day. That'll really.
All right, so when we get done with that break for AGDQ that's coming up, pretty sure we'll see Mikan scheduled in day 1, potentially,
right,
for his first match, at least.
Oh yeah, watch AGDQ, everyone. It's fun stuff.
Yeah, always enjoy watching AGDQ. A lot of our community will be there and be a part of it, so show your support there. Also want to point out here on Speed Gaming, in just a bit, we are going to have the Super Mario World tournament, I believe. And that's supposed to be shortly after 5 p.m. And I believe it is on this channel from what I'm being told. So if you're interested in that, please stick around and throw a follow to these runners and to all these Speed Gaming Network channels. My name is Dante. I've had a great time being here with you guys today, and I'm going to throw it over to Demon RHK for the last word.
Oh, thank you very much. I want to thank you all watching as well. We wouldn't have anything to put on without you all watching. Give both of these runners a follow. Give my co-com and Danny a follow, as well as our tracker Slowpoke. Thank you very much, Slowpoke, for being on the track there. Like he said, we've got some No Star World, Mario World coming up at you next here, and probably in the next half hour. And everybody, thank you so much once again for watching. We'll see you next time. Have a good night.